Ladies and gentlemen, your boys are back with a special guest this week. I'm the best in the world. To my right is to my left. He's over there. To my left is my big dog Dean Samples. Below me is the boy Vince, and our special guest, the manager, GM of RSW, Tim Cross. How are you, brother?
Good. I'm diagonal from you, I guess.
Yeah, kitty corner this way.
that way.
That way. Oh, wait, hold on. I can't fucking get it.
I had to switch too. I look like I was doing GF.
So yeah, how are you, brother?
Good, and thanks for having me on the first live one.
Oh, no problem, man. We're really excited for this. A lot of stuff going on this weekend. You will be coming to town. Oh, we lost Dean's video. Anyways, Dean's here. He's still here. A lot of stuff going on this week. You are coming back to town with RSW with a stacked card. I'm talking stacked. This card is insane with everything you got going on. I'm talking people from RSW that the people from up here in Ohio might not be familiar with. There are people from Ohio that we are familiar with on this card. I mean, I don't even know where to start. How about this? How about you tell us what the first match on the card is, and we'll start with that. Like, what's the first match of the night? You going to give us the opening nighter? Or you just tell me to start anywhere, and I'll pick a match, and we'll start there. That's fine.
I like to do those things, but as indie wrestling fans, we understand that sometimes people have travel issues, and they have to not be there on time, and you'll have to move the card around a little bit. There's a couple that could just come out there right out the box and just get the crowd going. That's kind of what I like about my cards, is that, you know, it's kind of unpredictable as to the flow of how it'll go, and you know, it kind of keep people guessing of what order it's going to come in. I mean, obviously people know the main events and stuff.
Yeah.
But for the most part,
looking at the card on this one, I can't pick a main event if we're being honest with you. There's a couple that could be considered main event. You don't have, the champ is not on the card. We do have the junior heavyweight champ on the card. He will be defended. The tag team title match on the card. There's a number one contender match on the card. All of those could be main events. So, I mean, let's just look here. Let's start.
I would like to be surprised.
Let's start here. We'll just start here. We won't know. We'll leave it surprise. The Golden Boys, RJ Jonesy and Jimmy James, going in a tag team contest against Mount Kilpis.
All four of those guys, they're kind of both teams are kind of in a weird situation right now. The Golden Boys seem to have it going now, have it flowing. You know, they're from the area, so, you know, people can get behind them, but their tag team seems to be flowing a lot better now here in West Virginia. So we're going to see where they're at in Ohio for this show. But Mount Kilpis, usually they go out there and they're fan favorite and stuff, but no bullshit Gannon Green. He's kind of trying to get that mean streak out of Paulie, it seems like, to kind of
them boys. I already told Dean about him because Dean wasn't able to make the last show. I said, you're gonna love these boys, Dean. Mount Kilpis is right up Dean's alley, man. It was like Paulie came out and wanted to have fun. He just wanted to have fun. And what was his tag team partner's name? I couldn't hear the announcer, so I didn't catch his name.
Mount Kilpis.
Yes,
it was Paulie Kilpis and no bullshit Gannon Green. So yeah, Paulie was just like, he wanted to have fun. He was out running around. He kissed Papa Johnson on first row, and then, Gannon was just like, no, we're not having. And they ended up pulling out a W in a very exciting match. So I'm really excited to see these guys back in action. Paulie, if he knew I wouldn't rip his head off when he got to the back, he would hug every single person in that crowd.
Hey,
if you didn't stop him, he's one of those guys. He's a hug dealer.
Bring it in, big guy.
He's a
bring
hug
it in,
dealer,
big guy,
as his shirt says. Everybody loves him, man. Paulie's something special in wrestling. He hit me up about training. about 5 years ago and was like, hey, I want to do this. And, you know, you look at somebody like Paulie and you're like, you know, what are you going to get out of this? And then he has done nothing but just blew my mind the past 5 years. The things he can do, that we found out he could do a tope over the rope. Oh yeah. Oh, that boy is agile. Like bam, bam.
He's a big boy, Dean.
I want to see this.
Oh yeah. So, but what's funny is, do you guys know Puff?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So I had Puff coming in to work Wrestle Beast Man, and you can find that match online and on YouTube. And he comes in, you know, to the venue, and that's the day we found out Paulie can do topes, so he's practicing them. And that's also the day he decided he was, you know, he liked Kill Piss as his name, and so he's yelling Kill Piss through the whole place before he does the jump.
Like that.
And Puff comes into this situation like, what the hell is going on? So that was a good first time meeting with that situation. But yeah, he's that boy's done nothing but like just left me in awe sometimes with some of the things he can do. You know how Chris Hero kips up from his shoulders and his head?
Yeah.
I'll have him do it at the next show.
Okay.
All right. You watch it and you're just like, what? He's one of those you tap your friends and go, hey, you saw that, right? That wasn't just
like that me. Just happened. That really happened. Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of those guys.
I can't wait to see him.
That, you know, honestly, you know, it's funny that you brought that match up first, because that's probably what's going out first.
Ooh.
Look at me. Look at me.
Let's go.
I mean, hey, that's Paulie's energy. Like you said, if you didn't, you know, yell at him, he'd come out, hug everybody off the rip. That's great energy to start a show. If we're being honest, in my opinion, great way to come out. Great way to just be there and get everybody into it. Because like I said, Dean, he is a very, very like crowd oriented wrestler. You're gonna fucking love it.
I'm about it. I like that.
We were in the 90s. He'd be a part of the oddities.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. No, I agree with that 100%.
I didn't like the oddities, man.
What? Nah,
you didn't like
fan either. No, I wasn't a fan either.
I liked him.
I wasn't a fan.
You were?
I mean, like,
I didn't like them either, but I understood their place, I guess.
Yeah, no, like I didn't like ICP though. That was in my firm years of the Eminem ICP beef, and I had very much chosen a side.
I was on the Juggalo side.
I didn't know there was beef. Yeah. But yeah, whoop, whoop. I was never really down with the whoop whoop. So
same, and that's okay. It's to each their own. As a grown person,
you got a bunch of friends that's into it. Obviously,
yeah. Vince, look at him. He's right there. He's whoop whooping below me as we speak.
Exactly.
I have a confession.
Catch me at the gathering.
Dean likes like he said. I have a confession.
There was a very short period of time where I was a ICP fan. What?
Me and Dean's baby moms are closet ICP fans.
I dressed up as one of them for Halloween. I forget.
No, I need pictures of this.
I don't know if there's pictures around. It happened.
Which one? Which one?
My cousin Troy. I was by.
Oh, who was Catfish? Catfish was Shaggy Too Dope.
Yeah, I was Violent J.
That's sick.
All right, now just real quick, I'm going to bust in. Shout out to everybody watching live. We definitely appreciate you on our live show. You know, I got some comments. I'll look at the comments when I can. I'm not going to take away from Tim to read comments right off the rip. I'll try my best. That's all I'm going to say to you.
I'll switch over. If you see me lose a video, I'm checking comments.
Yeah. If Dean pops out, he's checking comments. But yeah, that match, I'm really, really excited about Mount Kilpis. I'm really, really excited for RJ and Jimmy. Great tag team as well as in the Golden Boys. We can't, like you said, they're from up here. They know the area. They're very into it. They definitely have fans that come to see just them. So this match could go either way. This is a toss-up, if we're being honest. And it's weird to say that because, you know, obviously as the hometowners, we want to pull for Golden Boys. But seeing Mount Kilpis once, They won, and I'm here for it.
They're both in a situation where they both kind of gotta win. Really, they need a win to kind of turn some things around and make sure they're on the right path. Both of them are hungry right now, and I know they both have their eyes on those tag belts. So for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, we'll go right into that because speaking of the tag team belts, they are on the line as well this weekend.
Yeah.
We got another fan favorite, and I mean, especially around here. I don't know how it goes down there with y'all, but up here, everybody loves them boys from DD Trash now.
Well, funny thing you say that. They actually started DD Trash here at Real Shoot Wrestling, and we're RSW Tag Team Champions. So, so Bruce Gray and Ron know what it's like to hold RSW Tag Gold. Bruce legit knows how what it's like to hold singles gold here too.
Okay.
So, you know, they're not strangers to titles around here. So you never know what could happen. But you know, DD Trash is you know one of the best around right now. But you know, the Unappreciated are on a different.
I was gonna say, let's talk about them. Now. I'm not familiar. You know, let us in on a little bit of these boys. The Unappreciated are your RSW Tag Team Champions currently.
Trevor Gage out of PA. He's always on. You know, when it comes to being on the mic or in a match, you know, he's always on. And Logan Taylor, I've honestly been using him since he was 16. So actually we had a match scheduled for them in Ohio, and we won't mention any names, but a certain company in Ironton decided to call the commission and not allow him to have his match. So yeah, so they didn't get to wrestle until he was 18 in Ohio. But that kid, I've watched him from 16 to now, and trained by Vance Desmond, so he knows what it's like to get hit.
Former RSW champion.
Yeah, so he knows what it's like to get hit and, you know, hit people hard. So, and you know, they're just on this is the second time they've had the belts, and they're just on a different level right now. So this match is going to be one for the evening to watch and look out for, because it's definitely going to be hard hitting. And I feel like the Unappreciated is going to actually push DD Trash, and I feel like DD Trash is going to push back. So it's definitely going to be a hard hitting, fun, eventful match. Best way.
I just watching some of the tapes from. We know DD Trash very well, but watching tapes on.
Oh yeah, they're all over.
A phenomenal match. I'm excited.
Yeah, this one I'm really excited about. Especially like I said, DD Trash. But when I look at teams like, I'm very much and look, I hate to say this, I'm very much a look at your picture on the flyer and I judge you immediately, right? Like, so the very first time I saw Jimmy Shane, look, and I'm going to use Jimmy. I love Jimmy. The very first time at OCW, I saw Jimmy Shane. He had the buzz cut, little faux hawk and stuff. And then we showed up to the event. I'd never seen him before in real life. We showed up to the event and he had long hair. And I was like, that's not the same person. I was like, that's a totally different person. Like that, you know, like, so I looking at these guys on the Unappreciated. They look tough. They look scrappy. They look like they're willing to get shit done to keep their titles
and do what they got to do that.
Yeah. So
I get that vibe off them.
Yeah, it's very much a forgotten kids type of vibe. That's you know what I'm saying, like a busted kids kind of vibe is what I get from them.
Yeah. Like in all honesty, whenever you know, I might have known the person that thought that, you know, they were legitly unappreciated here and a couple other places. Honestly, in PA and West Virginia in general, I felt that they were very unappreciated, and I kind of talked to Baker, their manager, and pointed him in their direction, and they seemed to really work out. And it's the proof at this point. The proof's in the pudding. I don't know. There's very few people hated as much as they are here in Real Shoot Wrestling, here in West Virginia at least. Okay. But I'm sure after this Saturday they'll get their point across.
We can't wait to see him. I can't wait to see him, man. Like I said, this is probably one of my favorite things that I love about checking out new promotions is getting to see new wrestlers that I've never seen before. Sure. And especially ones that make a like a lasting impression, I guess you'll say.
Yeah. And they're real big, and I think that because of who they're facing, they're going to be going out of their way to prove a point.
Cool.
So I like that. I like that a lot. I'm going to use my kind of whatever I call it to segue into the next match, because last time you came, I saw somebody, and I was like, holy, like he's good. This time again, going up against somebody we know very, very well. And you've told me yourself that this kid is a stud.
Oh.
The RSW Junior Heavyweight Championship is on the line as Air Duzan will be defending against the Thunderbird, Jake Ely.
Ooh.
So, Dean, last time we went, we know Jake. We know what Jake's about. He's good.
Oh, yeah.
This kid, Air Duzan's phenomenal. Like, he's good.
It's funny that you say that, because his flying forearm is pretty impressive to see. And what's funny is he's one of those guys that has to watch himself because he can get too high. And unfortunately in Ohio, in that area that we're at, we got
a low ceiling.
There's been a lot of promotions that's ruined a lot of buildings for a lot of people. So we kind of work with what we got, and there's a little bit of a low ceiling at this venue. So he's got to watch himself sometimes.
He still be flying though, Dean.
But oh man, he's another one of those guys that's just unbelievable. He hit me up one day and was like, "Hey, I want to do this," and I'm like, "Let's do it." And we trained, and then it was one of those situations where he was like, you could tell he was getting it, but there was still that understanding, that like, okay, I'm at this point, it got to the point to where it's like he had to kind of tell himself he was ready to really get it.
Kind of push himself to the point.
And I put him in a situation where it was, make or break. And he performed phenomenally for me. So he's been in the spot he's been in because he's deserved everything from this point. He's a former RSW tag team champion with Billy Knox in the Murder. And he has he won the inaugural tournament for the title.
I was going to say, this is a fairly new title, correct?
We started it, I think it was March 23rd of last year.
Okay. I was going to say, because last time you were here, he wasn't the champion, at least, if it was a title.
Shane Kryzak was, actually.
Okay.
We're
going to be talking about him later. Yep, yeah. We're going to be talking about him later.
That's a nice looking title, too.
Basically, what happened was he won the title. Then a former member of his group that he was a part of came back and basically said, "You're on notice," and kind of cheated, but took the belt away from Aaron. And then some things happened, and management and him didn't work out. So he kind of had to give the title up. So there was a match between Duzan and Kryzak for the title. And Kryzak actually won that match and won the belt. And Duzan fought for about 3-4 months to make sure he got his actual legit shot back. And he won it back in November and has been rocking it ever since. That kid, everything he does just wows you.
Yeah, no, Dean, I'm talking like Tim said, dude. This building's got they're low ceilings, which we've seen before. Kind of, Vince, we saw at Neo Pro, the ceiling was low. Like where a wrestler can stand on the top rope and literally put their hands, and just touch it.
Yep.
So I'm talking, Duzan was still throwing Hurricane Ranas. He was still throwing handspring head scissors. Like I'm talking, he fitted in, and he was. It was
against honestly one of, I think, PA's biggest like new talents that Brandon St. James. Their match was good.
We saw him. He was at the last event. Yeah, that's what you're talking about, right? Dude. He looks very similar to Brody Lee.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like a skinny punk rock Brody Lee.
100%, dude. Long black hair with the beard. And Tommy, me and Papa Johnson said that shit. We were like, he looks like Brody Lee.
But legit,
yeah, that was a great match.
Oh yeah, it was.
It was a good match.
100%. But I honestly feel this match for Duzen's going to be a pusher because, like you all said and you've all seen, Ely is something special.
Cacaw, baby.
Cacaw. Oh, bro, when the first time because what's funny is somebody brought him to my attention, and I was like, all right, cool. If you give him the thumbs up, I'll use him. I'll think about bringing him in and having a match and stuff. So I had a buddy of mine. He gave me the thumbs up on both of them. I brought him in, and I really didn't know that he did the caca. Like I wasn't prepared for it. So at my shows, because it's hard for me to trust anybody else. I run the music, and and he tells me his music. I'm like, all right. I play his music, and I can get with it, and I'm digging it. And all of a sudden, he comes through there and hits a caca. Oh, I was crying.
Pretty good. One of my favorite things.
I was legit. Oh man. I remember I looked over and I go, what was that? And he goes, I think he said caca.
Yep. 100%.
And I was like,
that's exactly.
And as soon as he said, I think he said caca, he goes caca again. And I'm like, yep, that's what he said. And I had it on yesterday. I
got my Jake Ely shirt.
I've got a Jake shirt. I support the boys. I'm gonna go into a funny Jake Ely story because this is why I love Jake Ely so much. One of the very first events when we first started getting into this wrestling thing and following indie wrestling, we were with Ohio Championship Wrestling, and we were kind of running their ringside camera, hard cam stuff. And we were holding the camera, and our friend, the Hammer, Yo Paulie, was the commentator. And afterwards, one of the best commentators.
I'm not like, dude's a gem.
Exactly. After the show, though, Paulie's doing his interviews, and I'm running camera for him afterwards. And he goes to get some words with Jake, who had just, I believe, lost in some probably crazy fashion. This gets 5-6 years ago. Wasn't nothing like for a title or nothing, but Jake got cheated. And he came up and he just started trash talking Yo Paulie. He had a beer in his hand and he chucked it into the woods. And me as a cameraman, I was trying so hard not to lose it because it's hard doing that kind of stuff as a wrestling fan. Because as a cameraman, it works out for me because I know what I want to see. So I know what I'm able to follow, you know what I'm saying, and get shots of. But I also know what's hilarious because I'm a wrestling fan. And Jake kills it. Jake kills it every time. He's fucking hilarious. Like you said, the cacaw. He got into a match with Colton Quinn just recently at Neo Pro. It was the VIP pre-show match, and he hit Colton with a big cacaw and then tried to test the strength Colton, who is out higher than him by a fucking 6-7 inches.
That's one of Lee's best moves. The test of strength. That's one of his best ones.
Well, he couldn't get up to Colton because once Colton puts his hand up, he's 6'7", 6'8", 6'9".
Oh yeah.
And it was just Jake's always been good, man. He's a great guy, great wrestler, great. And this will, like you said, in my opinion, definitely, I guess, a push, a test, so to speak, for Duzan coming up here, because he very much could walk into Parma with a title and walk out without one. That could happen.
Yeah. Honestly, Jake's just one of those guys. You never know. He'll go out there. Here's the bad thing about Jake is he can go out there and surprise you and catch you, but Duzan can catch him at any point in time because Ely. Here's the only thing about Ely that I'll catch is sometimes he's reckless there at the end when he thinks he's got the match won. He'll kind of just I got this, and then boom, he gets caught. He's he's cocky, but he backs it up.
Dontavio.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw one of these in for my boy Dontavio in the comments. I seen you. I see you, boy, in the comments. Asher Knox as well. The sure bet. That's my boy as well. I always was behind the sure bet. So thank you, boys. Appreciate you. Again, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but yeah, this match could go either way. At either point, Jake could hit a thunder kick. I'm not sure what's Dusan's finishing move. What is? I mean, he could hit it. 450. I saw last time he hit a 450.
He does a 450 and he does a springboard
forearm. Okay.
Ooh.
So yeah,
that
could, either one could happen.
Actually, he does a what's Hangman's move?
The clothesline.
He does the flip into the
what the hell is it called? I can't.
A slingshot.
Buckshot, Larry.
The buckshot.
He does a slingshot code breaker. He
flips
in and
catches you. He did that last time. It's on the TikTok. It's on the TikTok. He did that shit last time. That's how he won.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he. I was like, what's your finisher, kid? And he showed me that, and I was like, well, that's a little different. So people will like it.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
People like different for sure.
Oh, definitely.
What match? Where should we go next? Because again, all these matches that I'm sitting here looking at the rest of the card, every one of the matches that we have left, Dean, we are familiar with one person, and we have no idea. I mean, the one match. Let's talk about this match because he competed last time. Sorry, there's a live by train tracks.
I was gonna say that's Choo-Choo.
Yeah, that's Choo-Choo right here. But this match,
Choo-Choo.
I'm not sure who his partner was, but I know that last time at RSW came to Parma, JD Smooth was in a tag team match. And I know that his partner had to go have surgery. They said that. It was his last match. And he was going to have Kyle Reed was going to have surgery and do some rehabilitation on himself. So well wishes to him. Hope everything's going well. But his tag team partner will be in solo action against one of my favorites. One of my favorites, baby.
Before you say it, I honestly feel like this is going to be sleeper of the night.
I mean, any match that he's in is not a sleeper. Let's be honest here. Butchie B is in the house at RSW again. Super stoked to see him there. Obviously, like I said, one of our favorites. Mega Infinity Champion, just out here killing the game. Defense just recently beat Chase Owens and TIM in a fatal 4-way match at Mega. Just every chance he's defending, he's winning. I'm not gonna sleep on JD. I'm not gonna sleep on him because I've seen him. I know what he can do.
Yeah,
I've seen videos, and I was gonna say the same. Don't just based off what I've seen.
We outside.
No.
JD's one of those guys that he knows how to get on your nerves. But when he gets in the ring, you can't deny that. You can't deny him. You can't deny him.
He was good. I don't remember who they faced last time. They were in a tag team match, him and Kyle, but it was a great match. And
wasn't it the Golden Boys?
It might have been the Golden Boys, actually. It might have been RJ. Yep, now that you say it. And RJ and Jimmy won.
Uh-huh.
And then Kyle left, and I'm pretty sure things got a little bloody. I'm pretty sure, it was a solid match. They fought around the arena. Yeah, they fought around.
Split open?
Huh?
Jonesy might have been split open.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
I think Jonesy might have got a little pop on the head. Showed a little blood.
It happens.
But yeah, this match, you can't. Neither one of them. You could guess who wins this. I mean, it's up in the air.
Nope.
I mean, there's neither one of them coming in. I mean, if I've got to say with the flow of the matches that they've had and what they've been doing since, the past couple months since the last time we've been there, I got to give it to Butchie B. He's on quite a roll with that title. So, that's probably who I'll be going with. But at the same time, it's
another one of them ones, like you said, JD could easily just pull up a nice roll up and get, he's not opposed to pulling some tights and some shit. Yeah, he's putting a foot on a rope or pulling some tights. I mean, he's a wily veteran We call him a wily veteran out here. So, I mean, I'm not opposed to it, but I'm never gonna count against my boy. If you're making me pick in this one, I'm taking Butchie all day. But then, like you said, this could very, very well be sleeper match of the night where nobody thinks like, oh, it's just Butchie versus JD. That's just a regular old match, and they go 5-star. So,
thank you 216 Sports Network, Romel. Thank you, bro.
So I'm really excited about this. This is a good match too. Another one we're familiar with. I want you to tell me, because again, I go based on pictures. When I don't know anybody, I'll look at your picture and I want to, that's how I'm viewing you. Tyler Jacks, tell me about this man.
All right, actually, so you'll you know how when you get into
Shoot.
That's all right. We're gonna.
You kind of find out your wrestling family, like usually just the way it is. Like your trainers, kind of like your wrestling dad, and who the people that he trained are your brothers, and uncles, and people will look at it that way. Well, his wrestling dad is Jason Kincaid.
Ooh.
So yeah, he knows.
We are very familiar with the gift.
And in fact, he actually wrestled Jason last night in Beckley, West Virginia. Yep. But yeah, that's who he's trained with, and Jason is actually my wrestling brother. We were both trained by the same guy, so I'm actually that kid's uncle. He says he calls me Unc. So yeah, he's young, he's dumb, but he was trained by the right people. So
gonna be all right.
Full head of steam on him, huh?
He's gonna know. He's gonna really know once he gets the reins of how the business side of things works. He's got the in-ring stuff. He's gonna be another. He's gonna be like Duzin for you whenever you see him. And for the person he's facing, he's 100% gonna bring the best out of him.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, the person he's facing, Dean, another one we are more than familiar with. The guiding light himself.
Yeah.
My savior, Matthew Taylor.
Oh, no.
So Matthew Taylor will be going one-on-one with Tyler Jacks. And again, what could be just a match that takes a card. Like the way Tim speaks about these guys, it's like it's gonna be like an Air Duzan kind of deal where he looks mean. His pictures I want him to come in looking like that, like a leather jacket with his braids and shit.
He's kind of more like the Hollywood vampire.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay,
so
I'm not mad at it.
He looks like one of those guys that you could just punch in the face all the time, but like it's not going to do you any good because he doesn't feel it.
Okay, he's just going to keep coming at you regardless.
I dig it.
All right,
but yeah, so I kind of want to test Jax and see what he's made of. So I figured no better than, honestly, and I hate to say it, but I honestly feel like people sleep on Matt Taylor. Like,
absolutely.
Like
Matt's so good. He's so good.
Oh, so good. He was nominated for Match of the Year with us. He had so many good ones this year with us. With Dustin Alexander, he had good matches with Billy Knox. He had the one with Ashton Day that when you were there last time
at RSW.
Yep, it was phenomenal.
That was I have the match. I can send it to you. We haven't actually been able to get it on the YouTube yet because we need to get some commentary on it. But
I know a couple guys that do that.
Hey, I'm you.
Just saying.
Like I said, we need to talk more.
We'll talk.
We'll talk more on Saturday.
Okay.
So yeah, this one is definitely gonna be a push to see what Jax is made out of, but he's used to it. At the same time, when your trainer is
I was going to say, I've seen Kincaid. I'm friends with Kincaid on all of his socials, and I see Kincaid going to BJJ classes. I see him going to these Taekwondo classes. I see he's got a big high belt. I don't know the color, so I'm not going to disrespect him and try to guess, but it's higher than the first one. That's like
higher than the one I have. So,
that's what I'm saying.
One, so.
Yeah, like Jason Kincaid's a badass. I've seen him put on awesome matches at Mega. Like I've been front row and seen him put on bangers. Yeah. So no doubt that this kid can go if that's who trained him on how to go.
Dontavio said Taylor. That's my boss.
Uh-oh. Yeah. Uh-oh. We're not going to get into that yet. We're going to talk about that next week, Dontavio. But we're going to talk about
he's good. He's good and up for the challenge. So
yeah, this should be another good one. The thing you got to worry about Matt Taylor is you never know who he's going to have in tow. The gospel of the light is very wide. It reaches very wide. So.
There's a lot of followers.
I see what you're doing, Dontavio.
That's another one. We're not even going to get into. Like I said, we're not even going to get into that. Another match that's coming up, and this one is going to be a good one, I think. Always a good women's match when Nurse Mika is involved. Hold
on.
Go ahead.
I used to say Mika too until I got corrected.
Micah.
Oh,
Nurse Micah. That's not even how Ron Reed said it at Neo Pro. So
that's just
what I was going off. Yeah.
Well, you make sure you correct him.
I will. I will. I most definitely will.
Taking
note. Did you know that, Vince?
I did not know that.
Because somebody else made that mistake, and she was like, "It's Micah," and she has that real Southern twang. Because she's also trained with Jason, and I think he's been to Spot Monkey in Ohio, but Chance Prophet.
Okay, I've heard
she's trained by them, so she knows her way around a ring too, and I feel like this match is going to be.
You see it too, Dean, don't you? I just want to say, Tim, Big Phil Stamper just popped in and said, "Ooh, it's Tim."
Phil, I got it. Love-hate relationship.
We love Phil here at the Piledriver Podcast, so
I love.
We got no hate for
we
trust
him.
Phil.
I feel like he hates me because I annoy him all the time with questions.
That's a great mind to go to for questions. So there's no.
There's a couple people that I'll turn to. Brutal Bob, Phil, Danny from Monster Factory. I pay attention to a lot of stuff he does, and try to follow his social media guidance, I guess. And there's Josh Gary from AML down in North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
He's he's doing a lot down there. He's always a part of WrestleCade and all that stuff that goes on during the Thanksgiving week. So he teaches all around, and that's something that we do at our school too. Is you teach all of it. You don't just teach like in ring. Like in ring is great and all, but at the same time, if you're an idiot and don't know how to talk to anybody, no one's going to book you to see how good you are.
Yep.
And that's where I think a lot of people make their mistakes. Like I'm not the one to say it either, like, because I don't want to be rude. Like I'll hit some of these people up and be like, hey, I'd like for you to be on the show, and they'll be like, okay. And then that's it. They don't talk price, nothing. It's just like, okay, I'll be there. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I feel like, that a lot of people are still missing that side of, hey, you got to understand this and you got to do that. And, it is okay for you to just show up, shake hands with the promoter, start carrying stuff and go from there. Like there's a lot of people that's afraid to do that now. And I'm just like, if I didn't do that when I started, I would have never got a chance.
Yep.
Nowadays it's just like, oh, somebody will say something and I'll magically get on, It doesn't work like that all the time. Obviously sometimes that works. You show up with a buddy, that sometimes works. But I got to give it to Brandon Xavier. Like, since coming back to Ohio with RSW, I don't know how many of those mega kids hit me up. Hey, we'll be there. You need anything, let us know. We'll help carry the ring. We'll help set up anything you need, and so I got to give him, he's one of those guys that has taught his kids all the way around. So I give him that.
I mean, I agree. I agree 110%. I've been to a lot of promotions, and I'm not going to say this one's, shittier for this reason, but Mega, it seems, does all the right things. Whereas I go to other ones and I see things that Mega doesn't do, or that I'm like, that's weird. Like, why don't they do that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But not everybody's taught that way, I guess. And that's weird to me, because again, I'm not even a wrestler. And I know that, like, to get noticed, if you don't know people, like people, let's say for RSW, again, like you said it yourself, the Mega guys hit you up. Hey, show's coming. We'll be there. You need this. You want me to stop at the store and grab you a bag of chips on my way there? Like, stuff like that, it matters, and people like you remember that kind of shit. So next time you come, before they call you and say, hey, do you need something, you're in contact with them. Like, hey, do you want to be on the show?
That's actually how RJ and Jimmy James got with us. I came back to take over that area, Parma, because it was AIWF Great Lakes, but I kind of bought that and got rid of that, because no hard feelings, but I will say it here, AIWF is a joke, and they can kiss my backside. You can say they don't do anything.
I don't know if you can anymore, Dean. I don't know. I've dropped a couple and I don't know the rules. That's right. I don't know the rules anymore.
They don't really do anything that of any importance, so they can.
Well, I've never heard of them, so that.
They think they are a new NWA, but in all actuality, it's just it's like the Wish version of NWA.
Team version, baby. Team.
Yeah, basically. Anyway, so I came over and took that back over, and RJ actually hit me up and said, hey, I'll be at the show. I would love to help with anything possible. I'll have a couple people with me. They all came in, walked through the door. They were carrying stuff before they even came and shook my hand, because they knew the other people that was a part of it. So they just started carrying.
Saw them outside, grabbed a couple things off the truck or whatever.
So they came over, shook my hand, said, hey, we're, who we are, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, I think I'm going to have a Rumble tonight. And, for helping out, I'll put you guys in it. And they're like, awesome. And, and some people just, hey, that person's taking up space, but I actually kind of pay attention and see who's smart enough to take advantage of the situation that they're given.
Well, it's basically who's smart enough to take up the space. Like, the space is needed. It's not like it's just given away. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I understand it's smart to go in there, stay out of the way, get your chops in, all that stuff, and do your thing. But do something, to where I remember you. And sure enough, Jimmy James, I hate to say this because me and Jimmy's close now, but I didn't even notice him in the match. He got eliminated right on the far corner of the ring from the entrance, and I noticed him. He's crawling slow past the audience, and he's literally untying everyone's shoes as he's crawling to the back, and it popped me. I immediately was like, well, they just got a spot for me all the time.
That's funny.
And that's honestly, I was like, bro, I didn't even notice you in the match until afterwards when you were untying everybody's shoes.
That's hilarious, actually. That's funny.
So yeah. And since then, both of them have impressed the heck out of me. And one weekend, RJ wasn't able to make it, And but Jimmy still came to we had a show in New Martinsville for a country roads festival. We were actually in a barn.
That's cool.
And Jimmy went out there and just above and beyond had 3 great matches over the weekend. They were all solid. So that he's also out of that. He's worked with Xavier, but he also was working with Gangrel.
Okay.
I don't know if a lot of people knew that, but yeah, he was telling me about that. So, he's definitely knows what he's doing in there.
Oh yeah, no. When I was first introduced to Jimmy, it was he was a believer in Mega. Him and Mike Michaels, they were tag team champions. That's how when I first met him. So yeah, we got way off topic. Let's go back. Nurse Micah, Evelyn Sage. Vince is familiar with Nurse Micah. I don't want to. Yeah, we went way off on a tangent. But see, the beauty of the new live is that we can do this shit all night. We can do this all night. We can stay as long as we want to. It's going to be recorded.
Be smart enough to pull it back.
It's exactly. So I'm bringing us back. I'm bringing us back to this weekend, Parmageddon. Nurse Micah and Evelyn Sage. Now, Vince is very familiar with Nurse Micah, seen her last at Neo Pro. And Evelyn Sage, I don't think you might have seen her, Vince, at Mega before. Months ago, she's been at Mega a couple times. She's pretty good too. This should be a phenomenal women's match. I mean, like Tim said, Nurse Micah being trained, Jason Kincaid, other type, and who else? He said somebody else. I forget who he said, but
Chance Prophet,
and that just puts it more in in tune, I guess, to say, because she's a badass.
She is, for sure.
I definitely think this would be a really good match. I'm familiar with both. We've seen Evelyn Sage when she was tag teaming with Harleen Lopez.
That's another one uprising that I think people need to start paying attention to is Lopez.
We've been paying attention. We saw her at Mega. Brandon Xavier brought her to our attention a year ago at least.
No, we've seen her like 2-3 times, but every time she has been phenomenal. She's very impressive. We've been kind of on her, and I'm like, I've noticed she's starting to get some notice, and that's
Lopez, Sage, and Micah was a part of our women's tournament last year.
Okay. Yeah. Now, do you guys have a women's champion? I'm not familiar. I don't know.
Yes.
Okay. But who is it?
Zach Myers right now.
Oh, what? All right. Hold on. Explain.
So,
it's like a James Ellsworth situation.
We are a very fair company, and for some reason, Zach took on our RSW Women's Champion, Honey Badger. And he told her, he's like, I'm not fighting you unless you put your belt on the line. And she did.
And he won.
And he won it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I mean.
And actually, she did about everything she could to get it back. She retired from RSW December 3rd because Zach beat her in a dog collar match for the women's title, actually. Yes, Zach Myers, Mad Dog Zach Myers from the PA area. You might know him for his work with VCW. And us. I need to have a talk with him. I've kind of given him the holidays to kind of, but we need to talk because we can't continue with him being women's champion. That just that's ridiculous.
Maybe just put him in like a battle royal. He's got to defend it in a battle royal with all the whole roster of women. And then as long as they get him out of the ring first, then you're guaranteed to have a new champion.
I want to have him versus Lala.
That lariat, no.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, so that's that situation. Just keep on the RSW Facebook page for the updates with that situation, because that's it's kind of hard for us to kind of do a lot of the same stuff in the same area. So there's a lot of stories going on here, but some of them are West Virginia stories. Some of them are, I have to have Ohio stories. There's some of them cross because
some of them mix in between. I gotcha.
Yeah. So
no, I got you 100%. Let's talk. What we got left? I know we have a big one left. The number one contenders match, and then one. We'll do that one last. Let's do this one because I'm really excited about this one. I texted you immediately when I saw this one. I shot you a message because I'm so pumped. All right. At the Crown Prince Memorial Battle Royal, I saw Anthony Rucker, right? Great kid. Great kid. He's on it, right? Looks like he's got a great future ahead of him. I'm really excited to see his growth. At RSW, he stands across from the Irish gangster, Tommy Irish himself. And buddy, I'm so pumped to see Tommy. Tommy Irish has always been one of my favorites ever since I started watching and following indie wrestling. Phenomenal. Tommy is phenomenal.
yes,
Former OCW heavyweight champion. Former OCW tag team champion. I'm not sure if he's held any belts down there, but I know he's held some belts almost anywhere he's went. Great wrestler. He still is the OCW heavyweight champion, but I don't know what's going on with OCW.
Hasn't pulled any gold here yet, but
it's coming then.
Oh, I'm sure at some point that he is both of them. I've watched. Anthony is another one of my kids.
Okay.
That kid, he's literally, whenever you get those people that say, I'll do anything to make this happen. He's one of those kids. He came to me when he was in high school and was like, I want to do this. And I was like, well, you need to pay your dues. Like actual money, pay your dues, not like carry stuff, because he's never had a problem with that. But, he was in high school. It's kind of hard. So I was just like, well, listen, kid, you cut the grass outside of our spot. You cut the grass, you keep it short, make sure our area looks good. And that'll be your, in the summertime, you do that. In the wintertime, you shovel, make sure, we can always get to.
We don't slip and fall and stuff like
basically.
that. Yeah.
And sure enough, every time that kid kept the grass short every week and always shoveled, always there to train. He did get a wrestling scholarship to a college. And so he kind of chilled on with us for a minute, but then he realized, like, yo, I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to do my art stuff, and I want to legit pro wrestle. So basically he hit me back up and he was like, man, I want to finish this off and get in there. And we were like, all right, man, well, here's your chance. And he has done nothing but shine since the opportunity was handed to him. So
that's what you want to see from people, man.
Yeah.
He's
definitely another one of those, you watch from the beginning and you understand, like, he just gets it. He understands it. He understands that you've got to be there. You've got to carry. You've got to be a part of it. You've got to pay your dues and actually pay your dues. Yep. So, shakes hands, says please and thank you. You couldn't ask for a better kid, honestly, to represent you, to go other places. And what was really cool is Brandon hit me up and was like, hey, your kid, very respectful. I
agree. And I look, like I said, you said it yourself, walks up, shakes hands with people. At Mega, we show up a little early, as always, to see if is there anything we could do to help set up media wise and stuff. And he did the same thing. He walked straight up to me. He was like, hey man, I'm Anthony. Shook my hand. I'm like, hey man, I'm Mike, nice to meet you. Cool dude. And then we saw him in the Crown Prince Memorial Battle Royal. He put on a solid showing. Unfortunately, he got eliminated, but everybody got eliminated if you weren't Norm. So it is what it is. I mean, but when I saw him on the card, I was really excited because he, again, good, seems like a young kid, good head on his shoulders, and he's got a solid wrestling knowledge.
Yeah. And what's good about that is it's because he's an actual legit shooter. So,
He's like a Kurt Angle, like he can wrestle.
Oh, he'll snag you. He'll snatch you up if you give him the opportunity. So you got to be careful with him. Yeah, I have watched him. He's another one of those that I have watched him grow from, 16 to where he's at now, and he has flourished in every situation he's been given. That kid's got great merch. That's another thing. Whenever Doozen comes in, make sure you check out that Doozen.
He does. I follow him on Facebook. He got a bunch of he just hand painted a bunch of stuff today that he said is going to be hitting the merch table soon. So like he hand paints cool stuff, and
that's always awesome.
I have a Christmas ornament from him.
Okay.
And he had started on them early, and then he won the title back. So half of them don't have a belt, half of them do. But he listens, man. He's smart. I told him, I was like, hey, man, I told this to a group of people, like, because I try to, I do what I can for these guys, but at the same time, like, hey, man, here's some ideas. Expand yourself, grow some. Here's a way to get yourself some money that I have no control over, basically. And I was like, bro, I see everything you do. I see everything you paint. It'd be smart for you to snag some of those Amazon, toy sets and paint them up. And sure enough, he listened. And if that's what is popping out, if that's what you saw, this kid went and basically took 8 to 10 of our guys, picked the roster that he wanted, painted them up like them, has 3 or 4 rings that looks like our ring, and he's probably going to sell like sets.
Oh, hell yeah.
Cool.
Awesome.
And like that's smart business,
Very much.
because you can get those for cheap, and heck, after that he can just buy more sets and expand upon the roster if he wants.
Moving it forward. Yep.
And I know, he's also good with the boys. So, obviously he's not going to sell other the boys' images without, giving them a little something back. So he's a brother. He's legit a brother. Like he's there for him. I'm not going to lie. Nobody's in wrestling not for themselves. Everybody wants to do their thing, but at the same time, like, he's one of the brothers. He's there to make sure you're happy, and he's happy, and she's happy, and everybody else there is happy. Like, he's one of those guys, and he's just
big family, like the family oriented locker room kind of guy.
He's a great guy to have in your locker room. Yeah.
Perfect. I don't want to get off topic, so I'm just going to bust this in real quick. I just got breaking news from NeoPro General Management. 20 VIP tickets remain for the NeoPro show on February 17th. So 20 front row tickets already. That basically sold out. Show's sold out. So if you haven't, get over there, get your tickets ASAP if you want to sit front row with the Piledriver boys.
Yeah, bro. I have not, those guys out there are putting on phenomenal shows, setting up matchup. I love it when there's companies that set up matchups that I didn't know I wanted to see.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that.
I feel like they're one of them.
No, 100%. Ever since, it's one of my favorite stories, I guess, to tell about NeoPro is that they messaged us at their first show and they said, "Hey, come check us out. If you don't like us, you don't even bother talking about us, or nothing like that. We haven't missed a NeoPro show yet. They're from top to bottom,
We love them.
from general management down to the security guys." So each and every wrestler, they're all, the whole setup, production, everything's great, man.
From it seems like from their roster to their crew, they're out there doing what's best for wrestling in that area.
Yep.
So I haven't got to see them, and I can't say that I think they're great because of what I've visually seen, but what I've seen online and talking to some of the management there, I feel like they're doing it for all the right reasons, and it's good to see them flourishing, honestly.
No, I agree. Same thing. Same thing. We always said,
Mega's the same way.
Mega's the same way out here. Everything, it's fun and it's cool too when you get to see people and I'm going to use him because he's got a lot of big things coming up. He was already on a podcast tonight. He's not going to be on our show again tonight, but eventually he will. Ashton Day is going to, because I'm going to use it to segue into the next match that we got with you. The last match could be a main event match.
While we're still talking about Neo Pro, they did say in the comments, "Great to see you guys going live. Proud of the growth, brothers."
Oh hell yeah! Thank you guys. Definitely.
Bill Stamp also said all love, and the Iron Tiger dice case and beware of a loose tiger in 2024. Shout out to the Diner podcast. Keep pushing. That's what they said.
Keep pushing. But to see people like Ashton Day, who we watch on Mega Championship Wrestling or at RSW, or Neo Pro when we see him there, to see him go from stuff like that to 2-3 weekends from now on the 27th, he's going up against EC3 for the NWA Heavyweight Championship of the world.
Well deserved. That kid.
Yeah.
He's so special.
I saw him beat Trey Miguel for the Mega Heavyweight Championship, and it was glorious. I saw him, go up against multiple people from NWA, Exodus Pro, RSW. Everywhere I've seen him, he puts on a phenomenal match. But to see that's like a homegrown kind of talent is the gloriousness of people like Ashton, like an Air Duzan, like an Anthony Rucker, stuff like that. It's a great story, man. It's awesome.
He is he's someone I noticed at the beginning of last year. It's funny. He's one of those, I'm not throwing any shade his way in any way, but there's big guys in wrestling. There are muscle guys.
Oh yeah,
I mean he's got a great look, but what caught my eye about him was the way he laced up his boots. He was just different.
Oh, like how he climb all the way up to the top there, kind of
exactly. He would just, there's big, like I said, there's big guys in wrestling. There's good muscular guys in wrestling. He has a great look, but he's smart enough to go out there and just do just the small thing to catch your eye, to make him different than other people. I could go out, like I said, I could go out there and get a guy that had a body like him, but it was he was doing something different to where it'll catch your eye. You'll remember him for it. It just something that will make you invest into him, So to me, it was a no-brainer when he went out there and I saw matches that he was doing and saw his look. I was like, I've got to bring him in here and see what it's all about. And, since we got in Ohio, we have been doing that, and he's been coming into West Virginia. And he had a match with Vance Desmond in Wheeling that for us, that was absolutely phenomenal. Just entertaining from start to finish. There was no you better not look at your phone to tweet about it because
you'll miss something.
You're going to miss something. And, he's just been something special all out. And the fact that he, got one over on Matt Taylor at the last show, I feel it's time for him to get another shot at that title.
Jason from Neo Pro just commented in the live feed and said, probably one of my favorite Ashton Day isms is the way he laces those dang boots.
So those little things will get you noticed. So
and I agree with it, because that was one of the first things I ever noticed. I was like, why are his boots laced like that?
I like it.
Why are his boots like that?
I like it. I don't know why. I always dug it though. It was different.
Yeah, I've always dug it. I mean, honestly, it's not over the top ridiculous, but it's still something that it's catchy. To an extent, to me, it catches your eye, kind of like how Jericho used to pull his hair at a top bun.
Yeah, and have it off to the side. It wasn't nothing crazy, but it was there. It was noticeable.
But when you left, it was like, hey, because you could say, it was that wrestler that had the good physique. Oh, well, who are you talking about? Ashton Day, Vance Desmond. There's wrestlers with good physiques that we have. So, but when you're walking away and you go, yeah, that guy with the boots, with the laces, that's something that is the little thing that you can remember. Just like I said, Jimmy J with me, he was like, hey, that guy that untied everyone's shoes.
Untied everybody's shoes on his way to the back. No, 100%.
It's just something. And it's something small, but, in that sense, Ashton, has the smarts to like just do something a little different that just makes yourself pop out to everybody else.
Now tell us about his opponent. I'm not familiar. We're not familiar up here. All I got is Kryzak, but you called him something earlier. You gave him a first name earlier. So
Shane Kryzak.
Shane Kryzak. Okay.
It's just like in the WWE, you got, there was Matt Riddle, and then all of a sudden it's Riddle, and then you got Lashley and all that stuff. But yeah, since he's taken this serious side of himself, he's just wanted to go by Kryzak, so that's what we've done. But he is actually probably my West Virginia's most underrated talent, just in general. He grew up. There's a guy I don't know. He was at Rockstar. I don't know if you guys watched a lot of Rockstar when they were around in Ohio.
I'm not familiar.
Rockstar was ran by the Chris's. But Vincent, did you know about Rockstar?
No, that's not one I'm familiar with.
Okay, well, they were in the Ohio area, and then Zachary Wentz took over after the Chris's had their thing, so it was pretty solid. And then they had venue situations, and it just kind of went kapoo. But Ron and Bruce were there like every Wednesday because they did like a weekly Wednesday show. But yeah, so crap. Now I forget what I was saying. I got off topic there. Shane, he was with a guy named Christian Cobain. He was training with Sami Callihan and the Chris's and stuff there in Ohio and Dayton. And so, whenever they had a lot of those boys out training and working with people, he would get in a car and run with them. And, Kryzak kind of stayed back here in West Virginia and kind of made his mark around here and worried about that. But Cobain's who he started with. They were a tag team. And then he was helping out a lot with Jason Kincaid and Chance Prophet at the Power Slam Academy when it was in Charleston, West Virginia. He's if I could give like the easiest way to give you the idea of this kid is he's the Dean Malenko of West Virginia indie wrestling.
Ooh, I like that.
Oh, I like that.
Oh yeah.
All right, and this is just to be clear, this is for number one contendership of the RSW Heavyweight Championship, correct?
Yes.
Winner will be going against Dustin Alexander.
Yes. March 9th when we come back.
Oh, March, you're going to be doing it back here.
Yeah.
Okay. Even better. Better. All right, cool, man. We'll make sure to stay up on that. That's awesome. I can't wait. This is card stacked top to bottom. This is going to be a good card, man.
Man.
Let me get my info here so I can give you one shout out. We'll just give everybody all the info. This Saturday, January 13th, at the American Legion Post 703, 7667 York Road in Parma, Ohio, RSW will be presenting Parmageddon. You don't want to miss this one.
No. Do not.
And credit goes to Mr. Allen for the name of this show, by the way. He literally hit me up and told me the name.
Yeah, and that was just a suggestion. That's a good one, though, huh?
And I was like, all right, bet. We'll make it happen. You want to?
That was a good one.
Out of your day to message me a name that good and expect me not to use it?
Hey,
watch
I didn't know. You might have got something better. But I mean,
our photo is perfect.
Yeah, you let me know a theme for the next show, and we'll get to brainstorming immediately. All right.
With what I'm doing, I think I already have the idea, so hopefully it'll be cool, and everybody will dig it. But yeah, you can also thank Mr. Rucker for that sweet poster too. That kid, like I said, he knows.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah, that's good too. That's cool.
Yeah, you literally told me that, and I was like, hey, here's the idea, and he was like, all right, and he just sent it to me, and I was like, oh,
perfect.
We're done.
It looks phenomenal. Yeah, this Saturday, make sure you come out to Parma. I'm not sure if front row is sold out or not, but I know we're there. I know he's got some tickets available at the door.
Yeah, they started hitting up today. Like I started getting some sales today, like that out of nowhere, because it's been up for a minute, but maybe some people got paid. So this weekend,
that's true.
So they were just like, hey, I want to check that out. So, but I still believe there's some front rows still available. So we have a link tree. You can find it on our Facebook page. You can buy the tickets on there. You can go to the break shop.
Hey, he got that sweet title last time too. He got that badass title belt. I told you about that shit, dude.
Yeah, if you guys ever want one, let me know. I got a guy.
Piledriver title, huh?
Oh my.
So
tag team titles.
So let me know. But the idea of my buddy actually, the promoter that does the Ohio part of Real Shit Wrestling, Scott, he actually hit me up. He's like, hey man, he's been a sponsor for me over 10 years. I really want to, give him something cool. What could we do? And I told him, he was
that was a cool moment, dude. That
he
was
was
cool.
He was like, go with your gut, see what you think for a design. And like, I was like, bro, I honestly think his logo will just look really cool if I just put his main logo as the main plate on the front.
Yeah.
And it worked out great. It looked great.
So, yeah, it looks great. So
yeah,
hell yeah. Well, we'll definitely be there, man.
Try.
Oh yeah, he definitely looked like he was gonna cry. We'll talk about that after the podcast. That's off podcast talk. You want to cry? You got to be a RSW sponsor for 10 years to get in the ring and get handed a belt. But yeah, this Saturday, make sure you get out and check out RSW. It's going to be a phenomenal show. All kinds of stars that you're familiar with and stars that you're going to want to be familiar with after the show. I know Vince won't be with us this week. He's got another event he's going to, which is fine. That only gives us more ground to cover. But Dean and I will be in attendance hanging out. I believe Papa Johnson is coming with us as well.
Vince got the card for what he's going down for, right? Don't you, Vince?
So, no. Actually, the only thing that I actually saw was a super heavyweight champion.
No.
But I do have to shout out Miles Jacobs and his manager, Andrew, for getting us tickets. Thank you guys for that. So we will definitely give you a report on that when we do the next podcast.
Hell yeah.
Definitely want to get I definitely want to work with that kid this year too.
Well, he's everywhere. I don't know what he's doing this weekend. I'll get a hold of him. If he ain't got anything going Saturday, I'm telling him to come.
He's already hit me up.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
Good.
Yeah, so, we like Hunkamania. We're fans of Hunkamania over here. So
just say.
Yeah. So yeah, once again, this Saturday, RSW is live in Parma, man. It's going to be an event you definitely don't want to miss.
Yeah, man. We appreciate you guys letting me come on and talk about the card and let the people know, because honestly, like you said, some of these people, they're from West Virginia, so the people in Ohio just don't know who they are, and they need to know. Just like the people, and that's what I say in West Virginia. Like, there's such talent in Ohio that nobody knows about.
Yeah, like, they ain't hip to Butchie B. They ain't hip to Butchie B down there.
What's beautiful is when you bring people like Butchie B from Ohio, like city guys, and you bring them to like your countrified backroad state fairs.
Yeah.
And you have 2 shows that day, and in between shows, Butchie B just walking around going,
not knowing what the fuck, but I know what's going on.
But he was buying all the fair food though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's fine. That's fine. But yeah, man, thanks again. We appreciate you so much for joining us.
It was a pleasure. Thanks you, man.
Same. Well, we're gonna do some shaking hands this weekend, so don't worry about it. We'll get together. We're gonna talk to you, and everything will be good. We'll be there a little bit early. We'll get some talking. We'll talk on Saturday, this Saturday. But thank you everybody for joining in our first live. We definitely appreciate that. Thanks to all the commenters. I know we had some of our wrestling boys in there. Everybody's talking with us. We appreciate that.
Jimmy Thomas said, enjoy the show. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Jimmy.
Hey, thanks. I miss Jimmy. Jimmy was an OCW original right there. I miss Jimmy. So yeah, thanks everybody for commenting, tuning in. We've had a steady stream of at least 10 viewers the whole time across YouTube, on Twitter, and on our Facebook page. So that's pretty cool. I appreciate you guys so much for at least making the first one seem like a little bit of a success, at least in my eyes. Tim,
thanks for being on the first one, bro. I appreciate
hell yeah,
it.
man. Hell yeah. Thanks for joining us.
First going live.
Yeah, it was. We went a whole new platform today. We used to do Zoom calls, and like it was cool, but like we had to cut a break and we would have to stop because we didn't pay for Zoom. So like we only got like a 40-minute call, and now we got a whole new platform where we can just keep going. Like we're at like an hour 20 right now almost.
Yeah, this is
and
awesome.
we just and we don't have to stop. We just keep going. So that was always cool. Liking it so far a lot. Plus we got to go live on all of our socials.
Heck yeah.
This Thursday, make sure to get over on Mega Championship Wrestling's Facebook for Thursday Night Turmoil. Your boy will be live calling the action on Turmoil. I'm really excited about that. Got a little opportunity there, so we're rolling with it.
Awesome, baby.
And then we will be live at RSW on Saturday in Parma.
Yeah.
Who knows? Tune into the Facebook. Maybe we'll get some backstage interviews from a couple wrestlers.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, and then I'll see anyone that goes to the RCW New Year's resolution.
Yeah. And then we'll see everybody next week.
Get some good pictures and videos, man. I'm sure it's gonna be a great show.
Awesome. Yeah, same to you guys. Have a good one.
Hell yeah. Everybody take it easy. Like Dean always says, make sure to drink your water.
Hey, later.
Later, guys.
Have a good one, Tim.